Hey guys, today we've got a little different video for you. Instead of watching us push some dirt around, we're going to show you the tools of the trade after the machine work is done. So we've actually ordered some new hand tools, some of Wyatt's favorite hand tools, and today we're going to unbox them and show you how we get them, and then we're going to go into the differences between these rakes and why we like them so much compared to our other rakes. So I've got Wyatt here, my lovely assistant. He's going to start unboxing these new tools, which you guys have already seen them before, but we like them so much we got more of them.
This is like Christmas.
These came in yesterday, I believe, and we didn't have a chance to open them then, but then we had the idea to just open them with you guys. So he's gonna tear through this box here and see if we can get a satisfying unboxing going on. I can already tell he's satisfied. He's so excited.
Where we get these rakes from?
We actually bought these off of Amazon, which it sounds like you wouldn't buy a tool off of Amazon, but these rakes, well worth it. Which they've gone up in price too.
Yeah, they have.
So I believe our videos might have something to do with it, as much as we play them up. So that's what we like to believe anyway, that our little YouTube channel has an impact. So he's gonna slide this box out. I'll give him a little hand here. Pull it out. Now let's take a little peek here. If you've seen any of our videos, you might know that handle. So he's gonna pull it through. I'm gonna help him pull.
Hold it this way. I had this thing, all sorts of everything.
This went a lot more graceful in my head, but you know, this is a field setting. We're actually on a job right now, so you can't have that nice controlled environment as a garage as we usually do. So let's see if we can't get these. All right, box is a little tore up, but that's okay. We don't need it. We will recycle that later. Woo. You want to tell them what they are, Wyatt?
They are my #1 favorite rakes on the market. Fisker rakes, the yard rake. Cannot talk enough about these rakes. And believe me, folks, you haven't raked with a rake unless you rake with one of these.
Why don't you tell them again why you like them?
I like them because they're so lightweight, and the position of the tines. And we got more tape. I'm not a good unboxer. Set these to the side.
Brand new.
I like them because of the weight of the aluminum, and it's classified as a garden rake, and it is light duty. You definitely don't want to be pulling on roots and stuff, but you can see the way the tines are, they allow you to stay more upright when you're raking. They kind of got that curvature more so than a classical rake or kind of an older rake. But this is my all-time favorite rake. It is so light. It definitely weighs under a pound, but it is a fantastic rake. And Fiskers, you can't find them. We can't find them in like the big box stores, so we have to revert to Amazon. So these actually went up probably $15 from last year. We bought two original Fisker rakes, and these have definitely soared in price. What did we get for these?
We paid $35 a piece for these guys.
And for us, that's
well worth it.
Yeah, well worth the money. So we got the Fisker's rake.
let's show you why we had to buy new ones, or why we wanted to. So let's grab that old rake, the worn out one, and to show you the other Fisker. Let's kind of show you the difference between a year's use, hard use, because we use these every single day, and to show you kind of what happens. Now I wouldn't say we take care of our tools the best. They get thrown onto the back of a truck and thrown onto a trailer around machinery, and so you can see this guy's kind of got a nice bow in it. You can see where it's been caught up and bent there, but it still works perfectly. Yep. But it was time to buy a new one. So this one's a lot more in line. You see that one's got a tilted head on it. You can grade to the side with that one.
Yep. As far as the tines though,
these tines don't hardly wear at all.
Yep.
So you can see you've got a little bit more of a curvature on these just from the hard use, and they're slightly longer, but that's after a year of pulling it through hard ground, dragging it across asphalt, getting it off the truck. So overall, like after a year, that is a fantastic product for using it every single day. There's not a day we do not use a rake. So fantastic. So let's show you, before we found the Fisker rake, let's show you what we used and give you kind of a backstory on this rake. This rake started its life as a 24-inch steel rake. No, this is a aluminum rake.
No, it's steel.
Is it steel?
Yeah, I think it's steel.
So this is a steel rake that Dad got probably around 30 years ago, and he's had it ever since. But it started its life off as a 24-inch rake, and over time it's kind of adapted itself to mimic this, but it was before this came around. So he was kind of a trendsetter in that sense. Wanted a short head rake just for this raking purpose. Now we used to think this was one of the lighter rakes, but this one's probably 3 times the weight of that rake.
Yeah.
But doing the same job. But this one's a lot more sturdy, and over 30 years of use, it shows little to no wear
at all.
These, you see how aggressive these tines are. They're still sharp.
And they're straight up and down.
And it's very straight, so it gives a different angle of attack. You kind of have to hold the rake at a little more uncomfortable angle, but it still gets the job done perfectly. So we carry that one with us kind of as a reminder of how far we've come. And then we've got a different kind of rake here that's that we've started using in the past couple years. This Razorback Rake. This rake's kind of got the same angle of attack as that rake, but as you can see, that's the big boy. That's 24 inches right there. They have 36-inch ones too, but that's a lot of rake to handle, and raking a yard.
I don't know, that might be more than 24 inches.
It's big.
Yeah, it is big, and it is lightweight considering its size, because every bit of it's made out of aluminum, and you can kind of see the tines is not as stout.
So you don't want to be digging through roots or rocks. This is more what these are primarily used for is breaking out like a baseball field, or like just getting out infield dirt in a baseball field where you know it's all nice soft clay. So but whenever we go through for our stuff, we know how to work the rake, so we can rake these yards with this, and it covers a lot of ground fast.
I mean, you're talking about, I like to use this rake. This is kind of a specialty rake. If I'm in a big, wide open area, and just like this is a perfect example, we brought in a lot of dirt on this project, so the dirt's real loose and real fine. So it's kind of fluffy, and just cover a lot of ground with it. But when you're raking it, I mean, you're pulling a big rake. There is quite a bit of a difference between it, but you cover probably twice to 3 times the amount of distance. So I kind of use this out in the wide open, and then I use the Fisker rakes kind of tight, warm too. My arms get tired pulling this thing.
Yeah, that thing will tire you out quickly.
Yeah. And then when you switch back to the Fiskers, you're like, man, that feels like somebody else is doing it. That's kind of our primary rakes that we like to use. Definitely Fiskers coming in one for our favorite rake.
While we're showing off the tools, we might as well show off after the machine turns off, the job's not over. So we've got handwork to do that the machines just cannot get to. Technology has not got it to the point where we can snap our fingers and the job is done, unfortunately. But if it was that way, we'd be out of a job. So luckily, we've got the tools to finish the job. So we're gonna go through all of our basic hand tools. I say basic, this is an advanced array of tools that have very specific purposes that we carry with us every single day. So we're gonna start with this basic round point shovel. This is a digging shovel. That's best suited for digging a hole, clearing out not a lot of dirt, but it digs in a lot easier than, say, the next shovel will show you. So this shovel is to dig a hole, to move dirt out of a hole, and that's pretty much its primary purpose. You can clean off of a road with it. It's just going to take a lot more time.
And
so
this is a true temper. I believe it comes from Lowe's. And I'll just be the first to tell you, it's a cheap shovel. It's the cheapest shovel you can buy on the market, and that's by design. It's just the three of us working, so we use our tools correctly, and I'll kind of go into that in a second when we get to the other one. But this is a cheap shovel, and I'll tell you it's cheap. The first thing that goes is these handles start to split, and it's fiberglass. And this one's not bad, it's kind of down towards the head of the shovel. But if it ever gets up here, we just throw them away because you don't want that fiberglass in your hands.
And we'll show you a higher quality fiberglass handle.
Yep.
That's more suited for the heavy use. But for these are light. And as far as shovels, these would be comparable to the Fiskars in the sense that it's lightweight.
Yep.
We can use this and run this shovel. We call it running the shovel.
Yep.
We run this shovel. We can run this shovel all day, and
because you're already moving the amount of dirt or debris or concrete or whatever you're shoveling up or gravel, you're already moving that weight. You know, that's not going to change. But what you can affect is the change of the tool itself. So when you got a wooden shovel or a heavy shovel like that, you're moving what you're already planning on moving as far as weight-wise, plus the weight of the shovel. So we like to use these. They're cheap, they're disposable, we get rid of them pretty quickly. We go through probably 5 to 6 of these a year, but they're $9. They're $9 to $10.
So that's it's in our situation, it's not worth it to pay for a high dollar shovel. But if you say you had a crew of people you needed to send out, and you had a bunch of people working for you, and you're not going to be running that shovel, and you don't have the same respect for that tool, I'm not bashing anybody down, but it's a simple fact. Not everybody's going to treat a tool the same.
Yep.
So we don't pry on these shovels as much as your ground crew would, but they would take that shovel, they would use it as an axe, they would use it as a hammer, they would use it as any other kind of tool
and break it the first day or within the first hour.
So sure, you'd go get a steel core fiberglass handle shovel for them,
a wooden shovel,
or a wooden shovel. Wooden shovel's a lot more stout. It can take a lot more shock without splitting, but it's heavy. This shovel right here is heavy, but this is another.
I don't want to run this shovel all day. It is ridiculously heavy, and honestly, I don't even know why we have it.
This is a cleanup shovel.
Yeah, it's. I say that we've got it as a simple reminder that we like the lighter weight shovel. It's True Temper. They make a square point shovel too. So with the round point shovels, you're going to be digging and cleaning out of the ditch, something to that effect. It's got that point on it that you get a bite in the dirt. Square shovel, we use it for cleaning up hard surfaces.
We'll show you this this pile here. This shovel would be great for this pile.
Yep.
So this is a rake pile, and it'll scoop up, and we'll throw it right into the bucket.
Yep, and it gives you a wide head so you can get a lot.
So it'll make cleanup very quick using that specific shovel. So we'll move on to another. It looks like a flat shovel, but it's got a very different job. So this one is a lot narrower at the front, and sometimes you can even sharpen these to get the effect you need. So this is an edging shovel. Right here, show him, make me a little edge here. So it's gonna take a little bite out. You can compare it to that round point shovel, but it'll make a nice straight edge because of that profile of the head is straight. But you can use that to line a bed edge, or even this one with this fiberglass handle. It's a lot more sturdy than, say, that fiberglass handle. This is fiberglass all the way through. And like these shovels over here are hollow in the handle. That's where the weight is lost. So, but this one's solid all the way through. And it's whenever these start to splinter, they'll start to fray at the end, and you can take a knife and just shave down it and just get all the pricklies off.
This is a old shovel. You can see we got some wear right there that started to split still. But
it's got a lot of life left in it.
It does, and this is one of my favorite shovels. It is a very versatile tool. Like Weston said, we sharpen it. You can chop roots with it, do whatever you need to do with it. And also, I like to use it as a cutting shovel. Do kind of got to bend the knees, and it does that sharp thin edge does a really good job of cutting.
For example, we use this exact shovel whenever we needed to peel up sod and not damage the sod. So we needed to peel the top layer of sod off for about maybe 300 feet.
Yep.
So we went down and edged it with that shovel and then cut the roots off with that shovel for 300 feet, and it does the job perfectly. So we'll move on to the next shovel here. This is a specialty shovel. This is a trenching shovel.
Yep.
And it's a heavy trenching shovel too.
Yep.
But it's got a narrow head, so unlike that round point, it'll do the same job as a round point, but this will get you a little smaller profile ditch.
This is good, mainly used for like irrigation and small piping jobs. It just makes a very narrow ditch. You're not going to get in that ditch, but it's really made for making shallow, narrow ditches, and also getting into some tight places.
Like right up beside a foundation.
Yep.
That'd be good for this shovel.
Yep, or if you're working around a pipe or a telephone line or something that gives you an advantage over this guy. Because sometimes this guy's too big and bulky to get into a tight space. So that's why we use this one. Very seldom do we use it, actually. You can kind of see we've had this one for a good while, and it still has a sticker on it. So that tells you how much we use it. This is probably one of my favorites. Folks, you don't buy these like this. This is years and years and years of shoveling and shoveling and shoveling, and eventually Dad will wear a heart into this. He's got one at the shop.
It's even more worn than this one.
It comes more to a point. But this is just another. This started off as a round point, and then just over time, that thing probably stuck out to here. And he might have taken a file just to clean up and maybe sharpen it a little bit. But it ultimately does the same. This one kind of reminds me of like a good, I know you probably think we're crazy talking about these tools, but this is kind of a hybrid shovel, I would say. Like the mix in between a square point and a round point. You still got a little bit of an edge to cut, but you still got a pretty good surface to, you know, do what you would do with a square point.
Yeah, but tools like this you don't throw away. This one has worked itself into a new classification of shovel.
Yeah.
It's telling us it does not want to end its life yet.
Yeah.
So and if it keeps working for us, we're gonna do as much as we can to work for it and keep it on the roster of tools here. So we'll move on to a newer Matic. Usually we got the old yellow fiberglass handles. The handles kind of look like this after a while. This used to be nice and bright yellow, but we trying out a new, this is like a shock absorbing,
yeah,
very easy on the hands Matic, and
2.5 pound head.
You don't need a big bulky head to get the job done. It might take a couple more swings, but man, it'll save you back in the long run.
And this I don't know, you don't really have to hit it.
Just let the weight of the head do the work.
A lot of that, you see a lot of that in Hollywood and stuff, but you make a pass, nice short strong strokes, and then you come back and then you maybe go a little bit deeper.
If you hit a tough spot, you know, then you've got all that energy saved from not swinging, you know, springing the mess out of it. You can actually work through that spot and not lose your breath. This man right here can swing this all day long. And me, I don't know how to, you know, conserve myself. I'll go wild with it, but I'll be, you know, in 20 foot of mattocking, like say we're edging for some pine needles. That'd be a good tool right there to edge for pine needles. But 20 foot, I'm burnt, I'm out of gas. I can't, so I've got to take a breather, but he can work it just fine. And this, this would be another specialty tool. This is like a military shovel kinda, but not foldable. That's what it reminds me of. It's solid metal all the way through. You see where it's welded. But this would be for tight quarters. Maybe you're digging up under a sidewalk or something. You need to get in there tight. You can't work a long handle shovel. You see the size difference there.
Yeah,
so
that's specialty. Very seldom do we use that,
but it's good to have.
Handy. It is definitely handy.
And then here is the bread and butter of any grading job. This is a fantastic axe. It's an East Wing axe, and we've
these up at Lowe's too for the big box stores.
This is one we don't skimp on for the price. It's just we found that these are the most quality axes we've used, and it's these axes will last a long time. So, but I sharpen these probably because we're running them into the dirt. So I'll see how easy that just. And that one's gone. Without that, we'd be smacking it with a shovel.
The good thing about these is they're kind of perfect. Any big stuff, you really get on the handle and use it like it's supposed to, or you can kind of choke up on the handle and use it more as a hatchet and, you know, grab one root, grab the other. Grab these roots right there. Keep one hand on it. Don't put your fingers down there because you will cut it off.
But yeah, I sharpen these probably every 2 jobs. I'll take a file to it and sharpen it, put a new edge on it. But it's worth the little bit of time it takes to sharpen it, because that head will last a long time. You'll get a lot of use out of that. And we run these axes hard. These axes, if we've got dead dog wire fence, instead of running to the truck to grab some wire cutters,
incorrectly using
yeah.
Copper with it, so.
But these could take the abuse.
Yeah.
So I use those to chop copper wire if I need to, but these will cut through anything.
This is kind of our large plethora of tools, and this is what we use on a daily basis, some more than others. Very excited about the Fisker Rakes, the new ones coming in. This is going to be a good day for Triad Dirtworks. I thought about even maybe giving these away to some of our you know, other companies, maybe friends, because they like them so much, but I don't know, I might keep on to them. I might just hold them to them. I don't know if I'm going to give them away. Anyways, guys, it's kind of a different style video, a little bit of a lengthy video. If you would, comment down below kind of your thoughts and maybe questions you got about, you know, the tools that we use and how we use them and stuff. And we'll try to respond as quickly and accurate as we can. If you enjoyed this video, you know, please hit the like button, hit them buttons like Dad says, and we're going to get here and help Dad. But this is the Triad Dirtworks tool arsenal. So we hope you guys enjoyed, and like always, we appreciate you.
I bet you this guy likes Fisker Rakes too.